the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
Let's just do this thing,
All right. I mean, why not? We're here.
right? We're
Yeah.
here. Let's do it.
We're in the room.
We're in the room.
We're staring at each other.
There's mics in front of our faces.
You know, I can smell what we've been cooking.
I know. This is definitely the most pungent we've had to share space together. Because we're just about 3 or 4 days into the shower strike.
Shower strike. I'm glad at least that they don't do it in the middle of summer.
Yes,
Because
it's
then
true.
we'd have the sweat and everything added on to what's already happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm glad this isn't a podcast with 15 people.
Right. Yeah, just a room with just a tiny room filled with people shoulder to shoulder, all pitching in and smelling bad. But think about how much money 15 people would have raised for
That's true.
for the shower strike.
That's true. It would have been quick, and they would have already been showering with their goal. They would have been like day 2. They'd be like,
right.
"There's 15 of us. We hit the goal on
did it."
24 hours, so we got to shower."
If I know Jacob, he would say, "I think that we agreed to $30,000. I think."
We agreed to raise you guys $250,000 by Sunday. So anyway, we're doing good. It's been a fun experience for
absolutely.
us to share. I mean, for you and me, I think we've had a good time. I know Mike's had a good time with it.
Mike's having a blast.
As long as people around us are, I think people are having a good laugh about it at least.
Well, and it's something to talk about and to throw up there on the internets and have fun with. It's been good.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm Jacob Givens.
And I'm Noel Carroll.
And we're the hosts. See, I got it in this time within the first 2 minutes of the podcast.
That was well done.
Yeah.
Well, it's this new strategy that we have started of just like we're talking
Exactly.
and you don't know when I'm going to press record.
Exactly.
Did I press it now? Did I already press it tomorrow?
Yeah.
When did I press it?
Yeah, I think you capture the essence of who we are if I don't prepare us for when we're going to start.
Yeah.
But we're recording today because tomorrow is another holiday.
I cannot believe that it's already Arbor Day. I can't. Have you thought about? Okay, like Halloween is months away from Christmas.
Right.
Easter is nowhere
near
Thanksgiving.
Right.
So why is it that Earth Hour and Earth Day and Arbor Day are all like they're right next to each other?
These environmentalists. These environmentalists need to chill with April.
Right.
They need to chill with March and April
Leave it alone.
because right now I think we could all use an environmental holiday or a reason to get into nature, like in the summer, in the fall, maybe. Like this, literally, I feel like every other day it's like, oh yeah, it's spinach and broccoli day. It's like today's cloud day. You didn't know today.
Today we're gonna help the clouds.
We got today's getting the clouds. So that's the thing is I'm excited. Hey, look, I'm into trees.
No, I love trees.
Don't
get me wrong.
Don't you misunderstand me for a second.
I feel like the audience is misunderstanding us.
I love trees.
Trees are the best.
I actually really legitimately do. I love
how
trees.
could you not? I mean, trees make things better. They make things shady. They make things smell nice. They
way better than us.
Give you that's true.
Yeah.
They give you their life. The squirrels just
Squirrels?
running around.
Sound like Doug. Sound like Doug from Up. Who just saw one run by. I think trees. It's funny because when you're a kid, it's like one of the first things that you really see that seems kind of, I don't know, magical in a way. At least it was for me, like a tree to climb, to swing from, to play on.
Yeah.
Trees just kind of represent this like. It's the roots in the earth. It's kind of makes you feel like you're grounded, you're here, you're present. And that's why a walk in the woods. Going camping, being around trees always makes you kind of feel like I am one with the world. I'm one with the earth.
Yeah. Well, and have you ever gone to like to really big old trees up in the Pacific Northwest?
I haven't had a chance. I mean, I went to Big Sur, which has got some decent size, but I mean, I haven't been up to those ones that are the giant redwoods that are on where you can drive a car through one of them.
Right. Totally. Yeah. Well, or even honestly, some of the old oak trees that are even in some of the national forests around here, you can feel this
history,
like, energy. It's kind of creepy but awesome.
Kind of Lord of the Rings,
sort of
the Ents,
sort of,
right?
Yeah.
Like kind of there's this wisdom to these trees.
You feel good, but you also feel just kind of in awe and inspired, and you have this. It's a pretty neat it's a pretty neat feeling when we get around something that old and that kind of.
I agree.
Just you can tell that there's something going on there.
Yeah. So if it wasn't clear to our audience, we love the trees. Oh God, we love them so much.
We're so into the trees, baby.
There needs to be a slow jam to trees.
Why is there not?
Oh, there needs to be
Barry
an R&B
White,
slow
Marvin
jam.
Gaye,
Yes.
just like
Oh, trees.
Baby. You don't know what it's like to be a tree. And whistling in the wind.
I would
Squirrel.
go so good at it. Squirrel. Squirrel. That's the remix. Squirrel. Yeah, I would get into that. I would get into like a smooth talking slow jam album that's dedicated to nature.
Yeah.
Right? It's just a bunch of love songs and ballads to the outdoor world.
Baby, you're my lead. Everything I need is from you.
Oh, this is gold.
You've been walking on my tree branch.
We have stumbled into a gold mine of material here, I think. Yep. I think the Biofriendly podcast has to produce an R&B.
Arbor Day.
Arbor Day.
Yes, the Arbor Day R&B jams.
You know what? This actually has. It's funny. Do you remember the John Denver public service announcement from the 80s that was "Plant a tree, trees for America"? So as soon as I knew Arbor Day was coming up, I was like, so I looked at this. That was for Arbor Day. That was a song written by for the Arbor Day Foundation PSA, that John Denver song.
How long has Arbor Day been doing its thing?
Oh, Lordy. We
Really?
thought, I was like throwing out like, yeah, man, Earth Day has been around for almost 50 years.
Yeah, it's
this
old.
is, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I've got right here in front of me, I have some stats. So first of all, in America, the first American Arbor Day, that was in 1872.
Holy.
Right?
Really?
Yes. It was
1872.
1872. It originated back in Nebraska City, Nebraska, by J. Sterling Morton, which sounds like a very refined, it sounds like we could do the British, but this is old America.
I think J. Sterling Morton would do the R&B jam.
J. Sterling Morton loves trees. Well,
J. Sterling Morton.
he clearly loved trees. So in 1872, estimated 1 million trees were planted in Nebraska, and that was the first Arbor Day. And the reason why I was reading a little bit more about this guy, he basically moved to Nebraska with his wife from Michigan, and there were no trees. There was none.
What?
Yeah, it was
Where'd
like
they go?
It was just like an area that was devoid of trees. Like Nebraska was,
it's Nebraska. I guess it's flat. It's
flat,
farmland.
right?
Sure.
I've driven through it before, and it's kind of. That's not sawing a tree. That's me falling asleep as I'm driving through Nebraska.
Well, but that's because you haven't learned about the natural wonders of Nebraska and what Nebraska brings.
What are the natural wonders of Nebraska?
Well, they have some rivers. They have lots of beautiful farmland that produces wonderful
You're so right.
nourishment.
Yeah.
For most of the country, not most of, but a good percentage. Some people eat food from Nebraska. They have universities that are their Cornhusker team has been pretty good at football for quite a while now.
Yeah, so you're right. I've misjudged
Now
it.
let's not knock Nebraska.
You're right.
I feel like we've already gotten so many letters from Kentucky after they misunderstood.
Yes, that's very true.
Because we love Kentucky.
We love Kentucky.
And we love Nebraska.
But we love Nebraska. We can't dog them.
But when you drive through for a long period of time on your way to Wisconsin, for instance, it can be repetitive. Repetitive? Would that be good?
Repetitive. And so he wanted to add some trees to the repetitive Nebraska landscape.
To kind of change it up.
Make his wife feel more like she's back in Michigan with some trees.
Okay.
So that was the first Arbor Day, which is 147 years ago. Okay. Which is impressive, right? This is going back.
I mean, it's a little longer than Earth Day.
Yeah, a little longer than Earth Day. But actually, so if you were going to say globally, the thing is Arbor Day is always in April in the U.S. It varies when it's going to happen. But there are Arbor Days all around the world that happen on different times of the year. Some are in January, some are in July. They're not all consistent. The first Arbor Day of the world, at least as far as back as they know, the Spanish village of Mondoñedo held the first documented arbor plantation festival in the world, organized by its mayor in 1594.
What?
Yes. So this is people.
1594.
People have been loving on trees and planting trees as a holiday for a long time. Real long time.
That's great.
Real long time.
I wish that you could have been in the room to see Jacob do it at the same time. Because his head went back, his mouth went. He looked at like Charlie Brown in the Christmas, like that mouth up and lips straight, and he's like,
It's basically the stench of my own body that I have to take long inhales because I stink so bad from the shower strike.
Oh, that's good.
But yeah, so that's amazing.
I mean, that's a significantly long time ago.
Long time.
Yeah.
And so I think that it's kind of wild that here we are in 2019 and environmental issues and things that we're talking about planting trees. But this has been something that has been going on for a long time. There's been efforts around the globe every year for a very long time to say, hey, we need to keep planting trees.
Yeah.
So
it's really a shame that it took us this long to start the podcast, because I feel like if we had started the podcast in the 1500s,
we
could have
first of all
solved the tree problem.
cornered the market, number one.
Yeah.
We would have definitely been the only podcast.
That's it. Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I'd love to have that opportunity. Can you imagine
If we could have that opportunity, if someone could just work that out for us.
time travelers who go back to 1594 just to start a podcast? That's all they're interested in.
Right.
They don't want to benefit humanity in
No.
any other way. They just want to start a podcast. They bring in their MacBook, their little microphones, their headphones. They have nowhere to broadcast it.
No one can hear it.
No one can hear it.
Yeah, but they're going to still podcast.
But they're the first podcast in history.
Absolutely. Because I feel like, look, we've already solved so many environmental issues on this show. I mean, there's so many things that used to be a problem.
And now they're
that
not.
aren't anymore because of our work.
Yes.
And I feel like that if the tree thing has been known as a problem since the 1500s, it's just a shame that we weren't there.
Exactly. This is a good point.
Yeah.
The mayor of that Spanish village had no idea.
But look what, and somehow he managed to get it done without us, which I'm kudos.
Proud of him.
Kudos.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go, buddy. Well, that's the crazy thing. So Arbor Day, like I went to the website to see what it's, and on the page it says, now is the time for trees. So it feels like this is a little bit
R&B
of
theme is not stopping. Now is the time.
right?
Time for trees.
And it's also a little threatening too. Like I was thinking of that M. Night terrible movie, The Happening. I
didn't see that one.
I've only seen highlights of it because everybody warned me.
Not good.
And by the way, I can spoil this one, okay? It was a bad film, and it came out in 2008.
And I don't think anyone's watching it.
Nobody's really worried. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, if you're listening, sorry, it was a bad movie. Right. But that's the one where the killer are trees. Trees are the villain in the story. They're poisoning humans. Like it's as if they're releasing a toxin, and that's what's causing people to go crazy because they want to get rid of humans. That's the plot.
The trees are killing.
Yes.
Yes,
that's it. That's the official Arbor Day Foundation horror film. You know what I mean? Like if they have the Arbor Day is like, drive-in movie night. Hey, let's watch The Happening, guys.
It's such a good one.
It's so great. The trees kill everybody.
The trees finally win.
Yeah. So that's so it's R&B, but it also has this, now's the time for trees. So it feels a little like their time has come. Our days are numbered.
We're done.
Unless you sing slow jams to the trees.
And then
and then you're fine.
Give them something to clap along to dance to kind of shimmy with each other.
That movie would have been a hit if that would have been their defense. M. Night, give us a call next time, because if Mark Wahlberg be like, it's the trees. Hey, we just got to sing to them.
We just got to sing some smooth R&B jams.
And then all of a sudden the trees start swaying. Everybody's all good, and there's this nice
trees are
bass
just touching
line,
each other, loving each other.
And it no longer becomes The Happening. It becomes The Happening. It's The Happening by M. Night Shyamalan.
But we never saw the movie. Maybe that is what happened.
Good point.
I mean, it's possible. Can somebody call in?
Can somebody call in and let us know? Well, I never saw it. You never saw it, so it's true. It could, but I feel like if they sang R&B slow jams to trees, I feel like that would have been an Oscar-winning picture.
I mean,
I really feel
if
M. Night, after his slew of missteps, came out with a surprising serenading trees, sexy time, then I think that it would have changed the trajectory of his career, and everybody would have been like, that guy always surprises us with his endings.
I would argue that would change. Will always surprise you. He has this twist. Boy, the twist of the trees I might have seen coming, but the R&B slow jams, that came out of left field, man. That was just unexpected turn.
That's the key. I almost died on that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. I laughed so hard I coughed out half of my lung, because I just love the idea that you could take a director who was known for twists and take it so far. Like, you think I have surprise endings? Just wait. Just wait. Oh, man. So Arbor Day.
So we now have to get back to the point here. Is that what we're trying to say?
I don't think so.
Oh, shake that leaf. Oh, shake that leaf.
Oh man, this is so good. This is so good. So I thought I would come in here with some benefits that trees offer the world, right?
Yeah.
That's something like, why are they so important? We know we like them. We know that they're beautiful. We know that they provide oxygen and all that stuff. But like, I wanted to see, okay, how much do they help our planet, right?
Right.
So one of the number one things is trees combat climate change. They, excess carbon dioxide is building up in our atmosphere, contributing to climate change.
Absolutely.
Trees absorb CO2, removing and storing the carbon while releasing oxygen back in the air.
Yeah.
So more trees, better off we are.
Absolutely.
Right? So if we could drive trees, that would be ideal.
Yeah.
But we're working on that.
I mean, I can't believe nobody thought of this before. Why aren't we driving trees?
You are always pushing for innovation, and I just threw that out that we should be driving trees.
I feel like I'm behind the 8 ball on this one. This is such an obvious solution. Had we not been driving trees the whole time, I mean, that's
Didn't
it.
Fred Flintstone drive a tree?
He absolutely did. He would put his feet down. He would kick them on the ground.
This is an age-old concept, people. Get with the program. Drive a tree.
If the cavemen knew it, how could we not?
Exactly.
That's the question I have for America and the world.
Oh, yeah, drive a tree. So, trees clean the air. All of this entire episode is going to have the smoothest
jams.
jams right behind us. Trees clean the air. Trees absorb odors and pollutant gases. Nitrogen. Sorry, there's a lot of words here. Nitrogen oxides, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, and ozone.
Bringing down SO2.
By the way, my laugh just then, sounded like a cartoon cat. Like one of those old cartoon cats that's like the old
that's
one.
Coughing himself to death when he laughs.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Everybody has to hear that. I sound like a cartoon character cat with emphysema.
I love it.
Yeah. Just laughing. I'm crying so hard from laughing about that happening.
Oh, that's
about
funny.
that happening with M. Night.
I mean, come on. That is a twist.
It's such a twist.
M. Night took it one step further than anybody wanted him to.
Yeah. Amazing.
Oh, sorry. So yes,
No,
they
it's fine.
absorb so many gases.
The bad things in the air, like farts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you
much
stand
gas.
by a tree. There's a lot of people who lean by trees. They pass some gas.
Yeah.
They provide oxygen. We all knew that.
Right.
In 1 year, an acre of mature trees can provide enough oxygen for 18 people.
Wow.
An acre of mature trees. So
Wow.
that's pretty good.
That's all right.
Yep. Trees cool the streets in the city.
Yeah.
They make it cool. Make it real cool to live there. Live on a street.
This city is not cool enough. We got to make it cooler.
We got to get some trees.
Add a tree.
Yeah, that's right. Average temperatures in Los Angeles have risen 6 degrees in the last 50 years as tree coverage has declined. So it's
Really?
hotter because everybody keeps getting rid of our friggin' trees. That's why.
Wow, 6 degrees?
Yeah.
6
Crazy,
degrees.
right?
In how long?
In 50 years.
Wow.
So it says trees cool the city by up to 10 degrees by shading our homes and streets, breaking up urban heat islands.
Jeez.
Yeah. Heat islands.
Heat islands.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a good game, obscure game
Yeah.
on the Nintendo 64. Heat Islands.
Heat islands, yeah.
Yeah.
It was a sequel to the Oregon Trail.
Oh, you like the Oregon Trail? You should try Heat Islands.
Try Heat islands, man.
You don't go as far, but everybody still dies. Trees conserve energy. 3 trees placed strategically around a single family home can cut summer air conditioning needs by up to 50%.
Wow.
Yep. So you got some trees around your house.
Wow.
You don't have to run your AC as much.
And you think about how much energy is used on air conditioners. That's like the big one. That's the biggest energy drain. It's the biggest energy sink that you have in hot communities.
Yeah,
people turn on those ACs.
cranking up your AC.
And
but
they just work it.
if these properties had a lot more tree coverage that would provide that shade, keeps the house from warming up, you don't need as much. 50%. Very significant, right?
Jeez.
Unbelievable.
Why are we planting trees right? What are we doing in a little podcast? We
I
should
don't
be out there
know.
planting trees.
I feel like we should be, you know what? Let's just plant while we do the podcast. Can we plant them in this room?
I don't see a problem with that. I feel like the landlord's not going to mind.
Yeah,
right?
that's right. Just right in the carpet.
Just
What have you
It'll be fine.
guys done to my studio?
yeah, and it should be a historic, like an important tree that you're not allowed to cut down too.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
way.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, that way it'll stay.
Oh, we'll get some federal protection on it right
That's
away.
it. That's what I'm looking for.
Genius idea. Trees save water, which we've been doing a lot of water. Shower strike. We've been talking about that. Shade from trees.
Does it explain how the trees save the water? Is it because
yes.
people drink less of it because they're not so hot?
Because they're drinking from the trees. No. Shade from trees slows water evaporation from thirsty lawns. Oh. Man, you got a thirsty lawn.
And that lawn is
Thirsty.
thirsty.
I went on a jog, and these thirsty lawns be calling after me.
Baby, cool down those thirsty lawns.
Right, thirsty lawns. Most newly planted trees need only 15 gallons of water a week. As trees transpire, they increase atmospheric moisture. So that's why they save water.
That's awesome.
Yeah. There's so many here, so I'm trying to get to the best things here. Trees shield children from ultraviolet rays.
So it keeps the kids from turning into crabs, burning up and being red lobsters.
Getting roasted up there. Trees provide food. An apple tree can yield up to 15 to 20 bushels of fruit per year and can be planted on the tiniest urban lot. Aside from fruit for humans, trees provide food for birds and wildlife. So they're feeding us. Trees heal and reduce violence.
Okay. Now
Right.
that is a left turn.
Right?
What?
M. Night.
See that there's a surprise. They're not killing everybody. They're healing everybody.
They're healing everybody. They're not killing everybody. Exactly. Look, the studies have shown that patients with views of trees out their windows heal faster and with less complications.
Okay.
Children with ADHD show fewer symptoms when they have access to nature. And then neighborhoods and homes that are barren have shown to have greater incidence of violence in and out of their home than their greener counterparts. So, like, if you live in an area where there's not a lot of trees, not a lot of nature, there's more evidence of violence in those neighborhoods. So
Now, could I make an argument here?
Yes, feel free. I'm just reading from the internet, people. So if you live in a neighborhood that's got zero trees, I swear I'm not dissing your neighborhood.
Now, this is to get me in trouble, probably,
Okay.
but I'm saying it anyway because
Okay.
if you can't be troublemaking in a podcast, then when can you?
Then why are
be
you? Then why are we doing this?
Why are we even in this?
In the 1500s, you would have still been as troublemaking, and that's why we would have stood the test of time.
That's right.
Yeah.
We are time testers.
Yes.
Standard test.
Exactly.
I can't.
Yes.
Good. So no, my argument is normally, when you're shopping for a home,
Right.
if you're looking in a neighborhood that has lots of trees,
Right.
the houses are going to be more expensive.
This is true.
The economics are going to be, people are going to have more money and more to lose.
Right.
And if you have more to lose, wouldn't you be less likely to get into an altercation?
Yeah,
Right?
that's true.
So wouldn't it kind of stand to reason that part of that thing is economic and not necessarily tree related? I don't want to span against the trees. Love trees. We've been singing, Barry White all day.
Right. Right. You're
Love
right.
trees.
You're right. This is just, they're only addressing the tree problem.
Right.
They're not addressing anything else. They're literally ignoring. That's the thing about tree people.
Right.
They ignore everything other than the trees.
Just the trees,
They're
man.
only focused on the trees. And that's the thing is you've got to ask the hard-hitting questions. It means, yes, I understand what you're saying,
Right.
but maybe it has a lot to do with these other factors
As well.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I still want to plant trees. We should still put trees in every one of those neighborhoods. I'm
Absolutely.
not saying we shouldn't.
Absolutely.
Everyone deserves a tree. If there's one thing that I think we can stand on our stumps and shout to the world, it's that every person
I don't want to
deserves
stand on my
tree.
stump.
It's a sad accident when you lost that leg.
Yes,
Now
I don't
you've
want
got
to stand
poor
on that
stump.
stump.
That was rude of me.
Yeah, how dare you? So, good point, and something worth, mentioning.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just causing problems.
Just go watch The Happening.
Okay, then I'll feel better.
Just go watch The Happening and see how trees are going to murder you later. Okay?
Until Mark Wahlberg sings.
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg. Hey, tree, say hi to your mother for me. Trees provide a canopy for habitat and wildlife. We know that. That's great. Trees, I like this one. It says, number 19, trees block things. That's all it says. Don't like your neighborhood? Plant a tree. You can block out things.
You totally, you know what?
Yeah.
They are
Trees-
not wrong.
they're not wrong. Trees block
they
things.
Block, like if a car is coming straight at your house
You put a tree
at
there.
too fast of a speed, just bloop,
Tree.
hit alt enter
Not going to see
insert.
and
the
not gonna see
tree's
that
there,
tree.
and then boom, they run to
Yeah.
the tree.
Yeah, they
You're
block
fine.
things.
You're saving lives.
Trees block things. That's level 1 on Heat Islands. Tree. You start out with trees block things. Trees increase property values. So there you go. To your point.
Yeah.
Trees increase business traffic. So studies show that the more trees and landscaping a business district has, the more business will flow in. Hey, good for us to think about, right?
Yeah.
Let's surround the studio with some trees.
Just trees everywhere. We had the right idea, and we said, let's plant a tree right here in the middle of the studio.
Plant a tree, trees for tomorrow. Thank you, John Denver. Thank you for coming in here. But yeah, so those are all things that tomorrow on the lovely Arbor Day holiday that you should be thinking about. The many ways that trees can help you.
So,
and that you should kiss them.
Absolutely. And hug them. Let's be tree huggers. All of us.
Absolutely.
Grab a tree, give it a hug, tell it you love it.
Sing to it.
Yeah.
Bring Peter Gabriel's In Your Eyes and stand off and hold it.
Maybe
in
that's
the
what we
air.
should be doing the whole time.
Yeah.
Peter Gabriel songs to it. It's just like love songs to trees.
Yeah.
Wait, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be R&B that we sing to trees.
Any genre.
If you like Peter Gabriel style,
yeah.
do it.
Death metal. Bring your death metal to the trees.
Trees love it.
They love it.
They love it all. They just want your song.
They want your song.
They want your song.
Yeah.
I think that's the message of this podcast. Is that trees want your song.
Trees want your song.
I have an idea.
What's that?
It's a crazy idea.
What's that?
It's a project for the audience tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay. Now, obviously on Arbor Day, the ideal thing to do, the number one top thing to do is to plant a tree.
Right.
Get a tree, plant one somewhere. Find a spot that needs a tree.
Sure.
And put a tree there.
Right.
That's number one option if you can do it. Now, let's suppose you can't plant a tree. You don't have a sapling nearby. You don't. That's something we should probably look up and put on the website tomorrow. Is like where you can pick up. There's got to be a resource somewhere
where you can get some. Yeah.
Let's see if a 50-50 chance that tomorrow when you look at biofriendlyplanet.com, I'm saying 50-50 because we just came up with it now. We don't know if it exists.
Oh, we'll find it.
Yeah.
I will not rest. I will stay up all night on the internet and look at everything about where you can get trees.
You can get trees.
Yeah.
And just we'll see if we can find a resource to direct you as to where you can find a sapling to plant somewhere.
Usually a nursery.
Yeah, sure.
Right.
No, there's got to be like some nurserynearme.org.
Yeah. I was always confused by that when I was a kid, by the way, when a place was called a nursery and it was a place where trees and plants were. Always kind of threw me for a loop. I was like,
isn't that
didn't
where kids go?
understand. Anyway,
This is for babies.
Yeah, but I digress. You said tomorrow.
So, but if you can't do that, you can't find a sapling, we screw up and don't put anything on the website or tweet or Facebook or anywhere, then option B, and this is an equally valuable option, sing to your tree, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Sing to a tree.
I wholeheartedly support that.
Yeah.
If you want to do something that's completely unique and you're a fan of this show, go out to a tree.
Yeah.
Sing to it.
In fact, we're going to sing to trees tomorrow.
I'm going to sing.
And we're going to record it so you all can see us sing to trees.
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
Let's record a video of us serenading a tree.
Serenade a tree tomorrow. We're all going to serenade a tree tomorrow. I hope you serenade a tree. In fact, if you do serenade a tree, send it to us so that we can check out your video.
Yes.
And we can reply and give you a nice message from us thanking you on behalf of the trees.
Yeah, and if you can't sing very well, like freestyle rap a tree.
Yeah, freestyle rap tree. Or do one of those talkie songs sometimes people, like the people who can't sing, where they'll talk through the words of the song instead of like Bill Shatner.
Yeah.
Right?
Do like the MIA. Like she's not really singing, The paper plane song, it's like, it's not on a pitch that I recognize.
No.
Or Biz Markie, Say You're Just a Friend. That's a song that doesn't require you to have any singing ability whatsoever.
None.
You got what I need.
That's it. In fact, sing that to the trees. They would love that.
You say you're just a friend.
And you say you're just a friend.
Oh, baby,
you got what I need. Yeah.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, or death metal or whatever.
Yeah.
In fact, extra credit points if we see that you've gone bigger, you brought out your guitar and sung death metal to your tree. I mean, we're in on that.
If you could get your whole band
Yes.
to a botanical garden,
Yes.
set up in the middle, and to 8675309 Jenny.
Yes.
In the middle of, if you could do that, then I think you win Arbor Day.
You'll win Arbor Day, and we will give you credit as such.
Yeah.
So just tweet that, do the hashtag Serenade a Tree.
Yeah, serenade a tree. Yeah.
And we will find you, and we will thank you.
Or just hashtag tree. It's a lot of work.
I
I love general hashtags.
Our penchant for telling people to get to that we'll find them on a hashtag. Like,
Hashtag tree.
Hashtag tree. Yeah.
Your search yielded 2,576,000. So,
but I just want to care about.
I just wanted Serenade a tree. I think that's the one you got to use. Serenade a tree. Yeah,
that's it. We're gonna see if we can get that sucker to trend.
I think it's a genius idea.
On Twitter tomorrow.
Yeah.
Serenade a tree. Let's do this thing.
Done and doner.
Let's do this thing.
Well, I feel like we should go watch The Happening
and
get into some our pajamas.
Yeah.
And get some popcorn and sit down and watch
Mark Wahlberg slow jam a tree.
Slow jam a tree. Exactly.
That sounds, again, sometimes I feel like the things we say are unintentionally dirty.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's part of nature. It's gonna be dirty.
You know what? That's it. They grow out of dirt.
Hey, that's kind of a fun catchphrase or t-shirts. Like, being a part of nature requires you to get a little dirty.
Get a little dirty.
Well, thanks for tuning into the Biofriendly podcast. I've been your host, Jacob.
And I've been Noel.
And
this is your beacon of light
for a gloomy environment.
It's the Biofriendly podcast. It's the Biofriendly podcast.